Okay, okay, good. All right. Stephanie, what's your birth order?
I am the second child in the order of 4. I am the second oldest.
I'm Tim. I am the oldest.
Unfortunately.
I'm Stacy. I'm the youngest, unfortunately. Shit.
And she's by far the youngest.
Okay.
And I'm David. I have no place.
So you are the only 4 children.
Only 4 children.
We think.
We're the only
Same parents.
Same parent.
You know, and that's a blessing in this time and age. You know what I mean?
I think my mom had a side kid, maybe.
I was definitely the side kid. For sure.
No, our other little brother. She's
Stay
nothing.
Okay, so what are we going to talk about?
All right. So, how has everybody been holding up during the pandemic and this crazy couple of years?
Lord Jesus.
What pandemic?
So for me,
how
I've been holding up. It's just with support of my family and love my family and starting a business and just doing my business.
That all happened during COVID, didn't
It 100% did. I opened up 2 shops, closed 2 shops, and now I'm 100% online. I'm going to be opening up a 3rd shop. It's going to be hopefully my final one, the candle booth. And that's about it. We lost our mother last year due to COVID, so that was a horrific event.
I don't want to blame it on COVID. I think it was other. I think she was ready to go. I think she was tired. Period.
Yeah, well, the pandemic time, it was a little wavy for me. It was some good times, it was some bad times, and I had an opportunity to learn how to be a better parent and just a different man individually from everything that I've grew up under. Had to start to prune myself in that time, and I'm starting to see who I am, you know, starting to know who I am and walking into that and accepting that and hold my head and chest out, you know, as I do it. So that's about it for me.
Well, for me, I don't know. I'll just make sure I wake up.
Hold on, what's the question again? I think she's about to get off topic.
First of all, the first question was, what is your name?
No.
And
Not
then,
Stasha.
what is your birth order?
Stasha, what the hell?
Okay, so y'all getting off track. She just asked me, what have we been doing during the pandemic?
What I've been doing during the pandemic is staying on a positive level. I've been working on staying afloat, just operating on a different vibration, actually.
What would you say? What's different about it?
Just seeing things inside out. You know, seeing things inside out. I guess I don't know. I don't know. Not seeing things through rose-colored lenses or nothing like that, but just acceptance of situations, acceptance of people and their personalities, acceptance of where I'm at in life, acceptance of the decisions I've made, where I'm going, you know, who I've been to people, what I've actually meant to people. You know what I mean? My biggest fear was, you know, what do people think of me when I leave the room?
Word?
Really?
That is the most honest feeling anybody has of you. So my approach to people is just love, operating on really God energy.
Can I say something real quick?
Period.
Emma, you know what? You
So-
told me this a long time ago. Man, the last thing you can do is give a f- people think. I never thought that.
No, it's not about no. It's not about caring what they think about you. It's about being what they think you are or what they think you're not.
You
know what I
got
mean?
the bag?
And it
Feel about, you know, how they feel about you personally. I mean,
even though I don't even know it, I want them to be like, that's my idol. Like, she's the shit.
Okay.
Whether they voice it, show it, or not, I don't care. That's not my responsibility to even see it.
Oh, that's God's work. You gotta let God do His work.
Exactly. And that's why God said to Moses, "You cannot see me. You will see my rays as I leave. And once I leave the room, you'll see my rays." And I'm just a powerful motherfucker like that.
Okay, well, I did. Well, don't be going on that Rubik's Cube brain scatter yours shit.
I mean, sometimes you got a Rubik's Cube for you to understand. I gotta write it down like elemental P.
I think that you should. I think that you should unapologetically be yourself.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then leave it to the wind. No matter what anybody thinks of you, people are going to draw conclusions on any vibe that you're giving.
No.
Because just people, that's how
you
people
know
are.
What? But you know what I've
That's how
learned
people
though?
are. You just have to have a responsibility to yourself.
It's not
to
even
treat everyone
that.
with respect and treat yourself with respect and leave
that.
the rest at the door.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's about.
No,
That's
it's not.
exactly
No,
what
it's
it's
not. Because I've learned that it does not listen. I've learned for real. It does not matter what you say to people, how you are to people. None of that stuff.
It doesn't matter how you treat people.
If you people have complaints about God Himself,
Exactly.
people complaining about
you
Jesus,
know what?
and I'm no way in
But
the
treating
world.
people well is not for them; it's for you. When you treat somebody with respect,
That's what I'm
that's
saying.
who you are. You treat people how you are, not what you think they deserve. That's my mantra.
I agree. Because everybody deserves.
Because everybody deserves respect according to you. This person coming through the door might be a piece of shit, and he's done the wrong to the world.
But he come in as a piece of shit.
But you're not going to treat him as
Hold on,
such.
he
You're gonna
come
treat
in
him
as a
as
piece
how
of
you
shit,
are.
demanding respect. That's why pieces of shit get respected sometimes.
Yeah,
Like
well,
Biden, man, he's a piece of shit.
Okay, can I have 5 seconds? Because I didn't make that comment for y'all to be combative against it. That
You just
wasn't
go
up for
talking about
debate.
COVID. You
No,
wasn't
it's
supposed to
not
go
about-
that far.
it is about- but listen,
You wasn't
no,
supposed to
it's
go
not
there.
about
But
that.
let me have my time.
I think
Come
it's
on,
about.
man.
But let me have my
Man, what was the question in the first
We're
place?
just picking off of each other, right?
How did the pandemic affect you?
Yeah.
Right. And I just basically learned from myself without being. It's not even up for a debate.
It has to
that's,
be.
no,
That's
it
what
doesn't
we're here
have to
for.
be. Just let. No, it's not what we're here for. I'm not here to combat anybody. I'm
It's
here
not
to.
combat.
Say combative
Listen,
one more
it's
time.
I'm
not
here to
combat.
be. But I'm
It's
here to be
debate.
my absolute self. If I got 15 seconds, man, respect my 15 seconds.
You only got 15
That's it.
seconds.
No,
you
you're
only
not.
got
You're
15
commenting.
seconds, though.
Stacey,
But this is how I feel about.
We all commented.
You only
Stop
got-
commenting.
You only got 15 seconds.
Timmy, damn it.
All right.
Okay. I'm just,
Okay.
this is how I feel. I just, individually, it's not my responsibility to care about what people think. I don't give a, y'all know I don't give a fuck about what people think about me.
It's not your
But it's my
responsibility
responsibility
to treat
to
people well.
operate, period, in the order of God,
Okay.
to bring God energy, period. To bring God energy, and that's just it. That's nothing to go.
Right,
That's
so listen to this real quick. 'Cause
Yeah.
when you say you're bringing the energy of God,
Mhm.
God cared about what people thought. So sometimes when people act out or say something or come in to ask or this, that, and the other, sometimes that person just needs healing. Like
Right.
the topic from the beginning.
Like
that
that
person
Will
just
Smith situation.
needs time. So that's what has helped me during the pandemic is those opportunities to educate my children instead of letting social media educate my children or I was going through a divorce, that affected my children during the pandemic. I had insecurities that started to grow during the pandemic. I relapsed during the pandemic. I had a lot of opportunity to grow during the pandemic is what I'll say. Wow. And I'm on the other end of the pandemic. The pandemic took my mom, you know what I mean? And I'm in a place now where I'm starting to now heal. But I'm trying to bring God energy into it. Mm-hmm. And I do care about what people think. But at the end, you have to have a line in that, a line in how you carry yourself. I'm a character in the image of Christ. So that's my mold. Mm-hmm. So I care about people. I'm a servant by heart. Mm-hmm. I love to make people happy. And the pandemic has taken me into a place to love myself so I can love the ones around me. You know what I mean? And sometimes love can look distant. Sometimes you have to love from afar, send prayers and that type of thing. So, and that's just where I'm at.
Okay. What about you, David?
David is a genius, and I think that.
Look, her phone went off. You saying that bullshit?
I think
It's like,
David. In my opinion,
David is going to be all right.
He's definitely going to be all right. But David is genius. I think David has a lot to offer, and I don't think that David has the courage inside of himself to be David. I think
courage.
Yes, because you are the lion.
It takes a lot of courage to do things. It does. It takes courage to be sober. It takes courage. To succeed. To fail.
What has he got to make? Nigga, he got courage.
What about hippopotamus? I'll beat him up from top to bottom.
The roots up.
So, David, back to what the pandemic has brought you.
Pandemic got. I don't put that pandemic shit with my mom. I think at a point she was just at her point in life she was ready to go and shit. And that took a lot from me because me and my mom was really, 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 really close, like super close. The day before she died, she gave me this strange. She had this look on her face, like she was just like, man, fuck this. You gotta do this. You know what I'm saying?
She was tired.
Yeah, she was tired. And I think it was her perfect time to be like, you know what, you know. But as far as the pandemic and all that shit to be said.
I think the pandemic has brought a lot of accountability.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you have to deal with yourself. You know, you're not dealing with other people. You don't have your coworkers to blame. You don't have your siblings to blame. You don't have mom to blame, so per se. Your customers, anybody. You got yourself to blame. So I think what it did for me was made me accountable for the things that I haven't done in my life, the things that I should be doing in my life.
That? And she's right. That's absolutely right.
It really forced me to deal with myself. And when I say, you know, put your best foot forward, you know, dealing with customers and stuff every day in my business.
Yes, and me and my customers became close.
I noticed.
Me and my customers became close.
I noticed that people appreciate you being your authentic, unapologetic self. And they appreciate you showing your flaws. They appreciate you laying it all out on the table. They appreciate you sharing, you know, everything that you have to share because it helps them heal. It helps them to say, okay, I'm going through this during the pandemic, or, you know, I'm feeling the same way. I'm dealing with depression too. And so I think what the pandemic has done for me and a lot of people is made us accountable for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I feel like we kind of need to go there. Your mom. Kind of.
Yeah, why not?
And there's just so much. And I want to hear wherever you go in talking about your mother.
We're going to need 2 days for this.
Because it's
going to be a part.
Okay, but before we do anything, I just want to say something, please. And please, 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 please hear me seriously. I don't want to be on this platform being combative at all. Seriously, it's so important for me personally to keep the vibe good, man. I'm operating on a level seriously that it can't be messed.
All right, so what you waiting about?
Seriously, I just don't want to be combative on here.
Say combative one more time and go be combative.
I don't want it to be problematic.
Why do you
People's
feel
conversation
wait a minute,
because
I don't that?
Because I
as
just
soon as somebody
don't.
starts talking about I don't want, that's exactly what the hell you get.
Okay, but y'all can't even give me a second to even say what I want to
So you're
say.
not talking like that. Listen, Stacey, we're gonna be alright.
I think if we're going to do this, I don't think that we need to come into it from an offensive spirit.
Not offensive, but let each other's. If I have an opinion about something, that's my opinion, right or wrong. It's not. It's nobody's.
So y'all talking about my legs. So y'all care about. I'm trying to talk about something. And y'all bring up. Look, he's talking about that. Look at you.
That was when the camera was on.
Look.
Okay, those are jokes. We can take jokes all day, but I'm saying when a question is asked, and if I'm saying something, I'm giving a response. There is no right and wrong to someone's feelings of anything.
Absolutely.
If I feel a certain way, let me express that. No, because you don't have to be.
Yeah, 'cause
That's-
I hear where
there's
you're
No,
going.
no, hold on, hold on. Here's no what's the thing with
Stacy,
it.
do you feel kind of as the youngest?
Yes.
Do you kind of
She
feel
is the
like
youngest.
She
you're
is the
overlooked
youngest.
or
Number one, hold on,
She-
time out.
she- that's the
What
sense
you
that
said,
she's always
what you
had.
gotta understand is, it's one thing to feel a certain way, but penetrating everybody else with your thought process, telling us how you feel, is not the same thing.
Well, what's funny is I just asked Stacy a question,
And you didn't mail her answer.
and that's
That happens a lot. Listen. It happens a lot.
Because
I
you
just
started
don't wanna
going
be-
somewhere that.
Because I was trying to express myself, and you should allow me to do that without interrupting or without me being wrong or didn't say it right or having another
And here's
add on
another thing,
to it
too.
or
People-
just let me get it
yeah,
out.
people
And I'm gonna
have
do the same
had-
for you, and I'm gonna let you get your
She
25
wants
seconds.
to make sure that we all are respecting each other's
Oh, yeah,
opinions.
no doubt.
But you also
Yeah.
have to know there's going to be point of view and perspective.
But
Well,
not
how
about
you-
someone's own outlook. Now, if somebody was wearing something stupid and we have an opinion
No,
on how dumb
no.
that dress was,
No,
that's
no.
combative.
I'm going to have.
No, that's not combative.
I'm gonna have I'm gonna have a different perspective on a lot of different things than what you say, David says, because I'm Stephanie. I'm not y'all. And
Right,
we're all
but we
gonna
still
have our
to
own
respect
perspective.
each
It's
other's
not about
feelings.
respect.
It is
It's-
all
Hold
about
on, wait a
respect.
minute.
No,
Wait,
what I'm
wait,
saying
wait.
is
It has to be.
it's not about respect when you're given a perspective. You have to do it in a respectful
Yes.
manner. That's right there from the jump.
okay. So
What I'm saying
what
is-
I'm curious is,
let's
tell me
have-
what kind of woman your mother was.
My mom was a
And-
very colorful woman.
Wait, hold on 1 second. Hold on, because I want to get your faces with that.
Eileen Louise was a very colorful woman.
Say it again. Say it again.
Eileen Louise was a very colorful woman. And I will start with purple.
What do you mean by that? Like the color purple?
Let me finish. When I say purple, purple was royal. And to me, she was royal. And the color red is the blood, is because I know she would protect me. You know what I mean? And yellow is the sun, of course. And I tried to use the yellow to cover the brown, which is sort of like an ugly place in our relationship, in my upbringing and surroundings and that type of thing. And white is a resemblance of where she is and where she resides, and that's in heaven, which is covered as everything for me. So it's just my mom she did what she had to do in this time here on earth.
So you would say that she was definitely a strong
She was
person, a
definitely-
strong
Oh, yeah.
presence.
Yeah.
So
Very
she was
strong.
one that now where she's at, the baton is being passed back. And I feel now that we all need to, and until we all need to, I'm ready to grab a hold of that baton and go to the next level with family, continuing to self-evaluate and be of substance to this earth, bringing, just happiness as I go through my thing. And I use my mom's strength and covering to get through that time.
So would you say your mother's greatest gift to you was strength?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. What would you say is your mother's greatest gift to you, Stacy?
Can I answer for her a little bit and give her a little push?
No, you can't answer this for her.
I know, but
My mom's greatest gift to me
time, presence, availability, love,
was
resilience.
freedom.
How so?
I didn't receive it until I realized that I spent all of my life chasing my mom, chasing her for her to be my mom. And
Hold on, time out. Cut.
It feels
Can we
like-
stop there? We cut this for a second.
it
All
feels,
right.
I'm good. We ain't cutting nothing. We good.
Keep in mind, Mother's Day is coming up. So I actually think we could turn this into something. And it could be kind of like something healing for people whose moms are in heaven.
Yeah.
And I love where you were going, Stacey, because I kind of think like as Black girls, we're often chasing our mothers.
We are.
Because our mothers raise girls differently than how they raise their boys. They pamper their boys, and they're more demanding of us. And often we do have to chase our mother's love because it's a little bit harder to get than that our brothers.
That's so true.
Very true.
And so I loved where you were going, and you were speaking for me. My mom's still here, thank God, but I knew what you were saying. I would have liked for you to be able to explain that.
Yeah.
You didn't get the chance.
I'm sorry.
Maybe you didn't want to see her so vulnerable. I think that's the thing with you. I think even though you kind of talk over her, I think you're very protective of her.
Mm-hmm. He is.
And so that's where that's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, what you do again?
No shit, you figuring him out. He about to go high. Look, it's safe. This is a safe place, bro.
Oh man.
This is a safe place.
I should have brought the wine.
Yeah, continue. Can you?
Yeah,
Well, go for it.
Okay,
I'm
so
good. She gave me freedom.
okay, now that's an interesting thing to say. How could your mom have given you freedom?
I have specific memories, very, very emotional memories with my mom. The first memory I have, I had been 3 or 4 years old, and I was sitting on the couch looking out the window, and she was walking down the street. And I just remember being on the couch looking and just feeling scared. I was the only one in the house. I don't know who she went down the street to meet. I had been 3 or 4. I wasn't in school yet. And I just remember being so afraid to be there by myself. I ran out of the house and ran down to the neighbor's house. And this lady, Carl and Elm's foster mom, she gave me milk and cookies. And I sat on the porch. And then my mom came back. And it felt like hours later, but it was probably literally like a few minutes later. Like, is my daughter down here? And the lady was like, yes, but if you ever need to leave, you can always bring her down here to me. Like, I'll watch her, you know.
You talking about that house
And I
with
just remember-
the red double?
I don't know what house it was.
Like a red burgundy double,
Yeah.
like a few houses down?
Yeah. But I remember that moment
It was
for
great.
some reason
No,
so
it was like
much. And I just remember her
Like a
leave,
burgundy
me
red.
watching her leave and me being so scared. And I always wanted to be with my mom.
I was down there. I remember that.
So with that, Stacey, you seeing mom walk away, where does that bring you now to saying that she gave you freedom? Because to me,
Because it feels like I don't have no choice but to be here by myself. Be here without her. I don't have no choice but to keep living without her. She's not here anymore, so what am I supposed to do?
so if I could go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I love what you. So
Because-
how does that make you feel more free?
Because it feels like I don't have no choice but to live out loud and be a woman and have feelings and emotions and express them. And it's okay to cry now. And I don't have to seem so scared anymore and do everything I want to do without feeling like I'm going to be judged, you know, by my mom or
I think that right there. The
just
judgment.
the moves that I make is like I'm not gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, mommy was very vocal when it came to Stacey, and I think when she says freedom, is how I'm getting it. Is that she doesn't have that judgment anymore. You know, she doesn't have that. I need to make mom proud anymore, or I need to prove myself to my mother anymore. And I think that lends a certain sense of freedom. I mean, it does for me. Because for me, what mom gave me was to be responsible. When you say that we cuddle our boys and our girls, we just kind of leave them to defend for themselves, that's so true, especially in the Black community. So as the oldest sister, I was always, you know, I felt like the oldest, you know, in general, out of the 4 of us, because I was always there. I was always expected to be responsible. I was always expected to be strong, and I was always expected not to ask her for anything. And so what she gave me was strength and a sense of responsibility.
That's good.
But with Stacy, I think that she was very vocal with Stacy, and she was very judgmental, and Stacy was always trying to please her. I mean, they spent a lot of time living together.
Okay.
And so I think that, having all of that harped on you every day, on a daily basis, it's just, it gives you a sense of freedom when you don't have to come home to,
And that's the thing, the relationship between a mother and a daughter is complex.
Definitely a young, when the personalities will kind of reflect each other, but the character, they might have had the same personalities, my mom and her, but the characterism between the two personalities, she carries more of my dad's personalities than my mom's, but characteristics. She's more like my father, but personality-wise, she's more like my mother. You know what I mean? I get a lot of personality, a lot of personality, characterism. Definitely my character from my mother. You know what I'm saying? And I said, it's like she's the one I don't know what to do with because she's like me, kind of.
So you're saying your mom?
Yeah.
Okay. Or your sister?
With my little sister, you know what I'm saying? Because she's tough, she's ambitious, you know what I'm saying? She's very outgoing, and I don't think my mother knew what to do with that. And with the lack of my father being around, who knew how to do a lot of things like that, you know what I'm saying? But he fell victim to some shit. It contrasted her moving forward, and my brother definitely moving forward. You know what I mean? And probably me too. I don't ever really put myself in it. You know what I'm saying? But these two for sure. You know what I mean? That's what I get from it.
And since you're already talking, you might as well expand on your.
Right. What's the greatest gift your mom gave you?
Love. Love. What not my mom wouldn't do for me. Period.
That's true. He was the favorite.
Like.
So would you say you were the favorite?
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
He was
He was the favorite.
Probably,
if we both can say
because at times and shit, I always thought he was the favorite because she'd go out of her way to do stuff for him.
It's true. She did that with all of us, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so looking at it now, from where you are right now, not what you used to think, honestly, and giving respect to your siblings who you know they have a point of view, would you say most of the time you were her favorite?
I thought.
Not what you thought, but now.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Maybe. I think no. She just.
He was the favorite.
I was there a lot.
Yeah.
I was there a lot. I was there a lot.
But okay, and if I may play devil's advocate, because I'm one of 5 myself, and there's a favorite.
Are you?
Yeah, and there's not, and usually the favorite is in close proximity because they're the favorite.
Right. Exactly.
And the dynamic may be messy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But there's that intimacy and that connection, and that mom extending herself far more with that person, even if they're arguing and not getting along. That's a favorite.
Yeah.
No, because my mom used to get on me.
Okay, so.
But like for real, like I'm.
But no. So I'm gonna play devil's advocate again, because you admitted it twice and then you took it back.
Because but this is the thing. I didn't argue back with my mother. It's been like maybe 1 or 2 times where I may have said something back. You know what I'm saying? But they would literally argue. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it. There was no right and wrong with my mother.
Right,
I don't care whether I knew she was dead ass wrong. I wouldn't. She's my mother.
So you're saying probably you were the favorite because you were the kindest to her or the most gentle to her? Or she felt like she had an advocate in you?
Yeah, an ally.
Got you.